G'day there, trendsetters. It's Shavuos this Saturday night. We're going to celebrate when the Jewish people received the Torah at Har Sinai. Our relationship with Hashem is compared and juxtaposed to a relationship of a marriage between a husband and a wife. And this week in the news, which I believe is a lesson for us to learn as the Baal Shem Tov would encourage us, we've had the Johnny Depp and Amber Heard trial come to a tumultuous conclusion. Both have won some money and both have lost in a sense. And they've lost, tragically, their relationship. And a lot of their pain, hurt, suffering, exiles and protective behavior has been aired for everybody to see. I think it's a powerful wake-up call for us all to learn about our relationships, our intimate relationships and our spiritual relationship with Hashem. Fundamentally, when a marriage comes to such harm and such hurt and such pain and ultimately goes off the rails, I think both parties on some level have not been, one, heard, Amber Heard, and two, on some level have not gone Johnny Depp, not Depp, rather deep. What I mean by deep and what I mean by heard, I mean by doing individual parts work, working on the inner parts within us that need to be heard and to be uncovered, to go deep, to explore them. Before we can truly be vulnerable with our spouse, before we can truly hear our spouse, before we can truly go deep with our spouse, we need to do that work with ourselves. We need to hear to our parts, hear our exiles, the pain that they've been carrying, the beliefs that they've been holding, and the firefighter behaviors, whether it's an addiction of any type that they've been trying to do to cope. We need to hear and unburden that and process that. We first need to do that with ourselves before we can expect that to come about in the relationship. We've been doing a lot of self-work during the 7 weeks of the Omer. Of course, there's more to do and our lives will never be complete in the sense that we will be always working on self-improvement, self-discovery, and self-elevation. But I think if we can bring that to relationship between Hashem and our relationship with our intimate partners, as it were, feeling of compassion and curiosity, of desiring to hear our own parts and to go deep with our own parts, and then likewise bring about a desire to hear and go deep with our partner's parts and to hear and go deep with Hashem, then I think we can have a really uplifting union on all levels. This week, the last sphere that we work on is the sphere of Malchus, Malchut, kingship. You cannot have a ruler, a king, without a partner, which is the nation that they rule over. To have a relationship necessitates a degree of vulnerability, because in order to give, you need to receive. And in order to receive, you need to give. There's this yin and yang, this interaction. And to receive, we need to be vulnerable. Hashem had to be vulnerable with us to give us the Torah. We had to be vulnerable with Hashem in order to receive it. On some level, we weren't ready yet at Shavuos. And that's why we had the sin of the golden calf and all the kerfuffle that followed. Things aren't perfect. Things go off the rails. What the Torah teaches us is that even when things go off the rails, even when there's pain and trauma and hurt and heartache, there's forgiveness, there's compassion, there's rectification. It's never too late to repair a relationship, even when it's gone off the rails. Ultimately, in Purim, that is when we rectified the giving of the Torah and we truly received it. And Purim is all about the feminine, which is Malchus, which is receiving. But in order to receive, we need to hear and we need to go deep. But we need to hear and go deep, first of all, with ourselves. And then we can go hear and go deep with our partners and with Hashem. Wishing you all a deep and meaningful Shavuos. We should all be makabel, besimcha v'tuv levav, besimcha b'primius, with joy and innerness and depth, the Torah, love, compassion, and the ability to receive and be vulnerable. Yalla bye. Stay curious, stay Hasidic, stay compassionate. Bye.